Thank you guys for hanging in there with us. We do have Floyd, who is on the line for us. Floyd, do you have a question for our guest here on OpenLine?
Yes, ma'am. I've been watching, about people shooting and all this kind of stuff, kids and grown up, and everybody killing each other. Well, I'm going to stop that, but the parents see our kids with guns, and it starts at home, and they see them with a gun, a pocket knife, something, they want to call the police and turn them in. They're going to save somebody life if they do that. Another thing is, we got Section 8 housing and all this kind of stuff. Anybody over 18 years old should not be able to live in a Section 8 home if they're in good health. Now, I don't know what y'all think of that, but I think it's a pretty good idea. If you don't clean it out and get rid of the ones over 18, let them get out on their own and take care of themselves. And all the slumlords and stuff renting these houses, Section 8, and knowing that they're falling in, the codes won't do nothing to them, won't say nothing to them, all like Barrett Realtors and all these slumlords. They do away with them and make them fix the houses up where people can live in them and try to make them decent and still be slumlords to them. All we got to bunch around here, the real estate companies and stuff, just rent anything, except no windows, no doors, and nothing. Codes don't do nothing about it. The mayor don't do nothing about it. Something needs to be done about all that. So let's clean it up and turn the kids in. If you see them with guns, shoot them with pocket knives. If you see them driving a car and don't belong to them, call the police and let them get rid of them. That's all we're going to weed them out. That's that way right there. You can't say my kids didn't do it, they did. I got grandkids, and I'm the same way on them. If they got something, I don't bother me at all to call the police. I see somebody driving DUI, it don't bother me at all to call. I see somebody selling drugs, I do the same thing. I call the police, it don't bother me at all to call them. So the parents will start turning their kids in, and on our Section 8 houses stuff, don't let us have these big pit bulls and all this stuff around our neighborhoods, chained up to the houses. Let's get everything cleaned up. They're going to do it. Let's clean it up. Let's start with the real estate people, clean their neighborhoods up to begin with. You can buy Barrett Realtors places, any place they own in Nashville, and they're falling in, but the government still left from Section 8 houses and halfway houses. They had three doors put up a couple of years ago over here in Woodbine. You don't hear nothing about that. So that's all I got to say is we need to clean it up and start at home and doing it. And don't blame everybody else for what our kids are doing. Okay?
Thank you so much for calling in. I think he brings up a couple good points, especially about juveniles getting guns or guns stolen from cars. I think one of the stories I did recently, I think our number was at 593 guns stolen this year. That's either from like an unlocked vehicle or stolen from a burglary. I just remember when those numbers came out, we were shocked that these guns are getting into the hands of people who shouldn't have them. Do you guys want to respond to anything that he said?
I want to say something about the Section 8 housing he was saying. Now, everybody that's on Section 8 is not on there just because they want to be on there. They're on there because they have to be on there. They don't make enough to afford to live other places. And Section 8 housing, everybody that's getting murdered is not in Section 8 housing. My son, we have a home. We wasn't in no Section 8 house. He was staying with his girlfriend that lived in Tony Sudham, but he had a house. If they Section 8 housing projects, all this, they decent places, is that they let other people come in from outside and tear up where you live at, and then they go back where they live. If these people would have enough sense not to let these people come over in their area, these young girls think because the drug dealer come over, give them 20, 30 little dollars and let them hang up in here and sell their stuff, they think they doing something. Well, no, you need to put a stop to that because you have children and you're putting your children in danger along with all the others, and true. We need to, if you see somebody doing something, yeah, he's right. You need to turn them in. You need to talk. People used to say you're a coward. No, let them say you're a coward as long as you're trying to help, because what hurt somebody else might turn around and hurt you in the long run while you're trying to keep it hush-hush for somebody. And another thing I want people to think about, y'all calling it people killing somebody. They are not killing, they are murdering. Murder and killing is two different things. Killing is if you die in a car crash or something like that, they got killed. Murder is when you just shooting somebody for no reason whatsoever. That's murder. So we have to start saying that too, instead of killing. They are murdering these innocent people. Saving a lot. If somebody's gonna shoot you and you shoot them, well, that's self-defense. I don't know. That still might be called murder. I don't know. But we have to start using the correct word instead of killing to murder. And start talking. You see somebody doing something, talk. I'm with the man. I'll tell in a minute. I don't have no problem with telling, because I live here. Nobody's taking care of me but me. Tell it. You know, it's going to stop somebody else from getting hurt, because the guy that murdered my son, ain't no telling how many others he done ran around here and shot, and he might have murdered some other people that I don't know of, you know. And I hate not knowing who the person is, because I talk to everybody. I might be out speaking to him one day and don't even know it, and he done murdered my son and I don't even know, and he laughing, yeah, I done murdered her son and she's speaking to me, you know. So they need to tell, they need to talk.
He mentioned about like cleaning up houses, and the city tried to do that in the Charlotte Pike development. And I would say that I know I've covered one case there that was like a murder, but I mean, it's hard because sure, it seems like people are calling in about Tony Sudicum, J.C. Napier, but like sometimes, like y'all said, it's not the people living there, it's people coming in from other places in some cases.
Some cases.
I mean, you have individuals that come inside of areas that they know that are not protected, so to speak.
Right.
But then you do have some that's within, you know, and that goes to, you know, the complex, you know, the managers clean it out, like he said. We live in a city right now where we're seeing, you know, violence with our kids, and we're seeing all the stuff that's going on with the guns, you know, with our kids are taking them out of unlocked cars, you know, or what have you. You know, individuals know what they should or should not do. But when we're talking about, you know, loved ones being murdered, you know, some just as innocent as, you know, just straight bullets taking the lives of our loved ones. So we got a lot of work to do, you know, and I know a lot of people will maybe call and echo on certain things, but, you know, I want to stay focused on these unsolved murders that we're having. Nedra's son, you know, after all these years, we still don't have any closure, no justice. And other families that I've been working with over the last couple of years, that we need justice, and pushing the envelope, you know, making sure that we bring awareness to these unsolved murders is our goal. And we'll continue to do that until we get some justice and an arrest.
We do have another caller. LD, can you hear us okay? Do you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hello.
Hey, I'm glad to see you wearing your Spurs hat, man. Nashville does the NBA also. But anyway, that's another program. What I'm talking about tonight is, guys, I fell in love with Nashville, Tennessee again in 2012. And I'm a native Nashville, so it took me that long to fall back in love with my city. But I want to talk about a little bit of this awareness that we're talking about. We are talking about the lives that have left. What's a shame is we have kids or young gentlemen or young women who tote guns who are afraid of their own weapon. And I believe that's fact. So I want to take y'all guys to a place where everybody knows your name. And I think everybody wants to go to this place where everybody knows your name. But Nashville, we all know each other. We all know the scariness of having a weapon. We all know that you're under distress for having a weapon. We want you to say that you're scared. You're scared of being hurt by your own weapon. But there is a place that we can scratch, an old scratch, and bring in a new terminology. Of course, like I said, I do a program myself that has a lot of people aware of what a life is, of what humanitarian efforts are, you know, and what they're going to do for this city. It takes people like you guys to sit here now. We're talking about the left. I've lost friends. I'm in my 40s, guys, so just think about the friends that I had in the 90s when I really didn't understand Nashville. And like I said, in 2012, fell back in love with this city. I don't want to say the names because I know we all don't care about the names once they're gone, but these are my friends. And I look at their faces on the news too. But one thing I don't do is carry a weapon. Why? Because I don't want to place fear in my life. But the unsolved portion of this, excuse me guys, the unsolved portion of this is so tremendously overwhelming. We're talking about you walking amongst the murderers, amongst them. And if they're around to hide, then we have people who are hiding them. Right now, we have the same situation with the STD called herpes. Let's be real with each other. I want to take you out somewhere you want to go. We have people who are your friends, but there's doctors who handle that. If you want to go and tell the truth to somebody, you tell the truth to your doctor. If you want to tell the truth about who you are, you don't involve someone who's going to hide you. You go tell the truth where it matters. Now, my friends that made me laugh, I rode in cars with them. I seen them. They were pretty guys, pretty boys. It wasn't females that I lost. These were men. They could be with me right now. We could be talking about this same discussion. But it's a shame for everyone that has lost somebody. Each mother, if you find me in this city, you give me the greatest big smile and the greatest hug, because it's a shame that we're sitting here. And I can't help but look at this brother in this Spurs hat while I have a chance at changing this world and this awareness of NBA does Nashville with Adam Silver's commission and permission. But this is something that I have to work on under strange duress, because the board and also the bar is going to continuously have me looking at people who do things and saying that they're of whatever area. So I'm going to end this call with saying I bless you all for sitting here and understanding the awareness, and rest in peace to all my homies who don't have a person who spoke up for them. And also to your mothers, if you see me in this city, you smile, you open your arms, you embrace me, because that's what I'm here for, is to show that this awareness has life and humanitarian efforts in it.
Absolutely.
People don't want to speak up. You know, in some communities I'll go to, I'm like, did you hear anything? Did you see anything? Do you have surveillance video you can give me? And this is just as a reporter, we call it door knocking, where we go to the scene, and some communities people are just like, I don't know nothing, you know, snitches get stitches. And it's sad to his point that that's a mentality.
Absolutely.
Right.
The same thing happened with my son when he was murdered. The neighborhood, nobody in the neighborhood wanted to talk. And it was neighbors, it was maybe a couple people that heard something or seen something, but they didn't want to speak up.
Right. That's the same with my son. This girl that I was talking about moved to Gallatin. When she was out there at Tony Sue, and she said, Miss Nedra, I saw everything. I can tell you everybody who did it, all the names and this and that and then, because first they said it was a drive-by. And then as time went on, the news got word of everything, what happened. So by the time I saw her out at the scene, by the time we got to the hospital, she done changed from one story to another. She had changed 2 or 3 times. And for the life of me, I know this girl knows everything that happened. I know she do, because she kept saying, I seen everything, Miss Nedra, I seen everything, I tell you everything, I seen it. But then by the time she got to, because I heard she was dating the guy who was the driver. So see, then all this switched. Well, now I heard, like the grandfather called and said, when they in jail or what, talk. Well, I done heard this guy died in a car wreck. He gone. He can't threaten her now, so talk. Talk. Get to talking and tell what you know. You know, because that's the only way, like I said, we're gonna stop all of this, you know. And the mothers and the fathers, the parents need to be more aware of what their children are doing. Don't get out here and party with them. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I don't have fun with my children, because I do, but don't get out here and party with them and this and that, you know, and just let them, you know, just let them do what they want to do. They come in, they run in the house, you know. They say now you can't even whoop your children in school. I remember when Montanez was in school, his teacher called me one time, said he was acting up. I said, okay, I got something for him. The next day I got up, I went to the school without him knowing. I had on my house shoes, pajamas. I had a bonnet on my head, and by the time he looked up and seen me, I said, I'm gonna come up here every day like this at Whites Creek. I said, until You act like you got some sense. I'm gonna embarrass you just like you embarrassing me. And that's what they have to do, you know. That's what these parents have to do. You have to take control of your children. Don't let your children run you, because mine are not gonna run me. I have 7 grandchildren, and not a one gonna run me. So that's what we have to do. We have to take control, you know, of these children. If they embarrass you, get out there and embarrass them.
We need more people with that mentality for sure. We do have to head to a commercial break, but hold that thought. We'll come right back.